Welcome to the Jaguar Podcast, a show where we discuss all things related to Duval County's finest NFL football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Blue 42, set, what?
Duval, baby!
Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome to episode 12 of the Jaguar Podcast. In this episode, I'll be doing a pregame analysis of the game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. So let's jump into it. I think initially I was a little bit more optimistic about this game, having Nick Foles as our quarterback, but with his injury and him being out, until week 8, I'm a little bit more of like this game being up in the air because, we have Gardner Minshew, our second string quarterback, filling in for Nick Foles. And, he had a great game against the Kansas City Chiefs. He was, did very well. He's 22 for 25, 275 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. And everyone's really hyping him up, his performance against the Chiefs. But, you have to remember that was a defense that was ranked 29th last season. So he's going to be going up against a much better defense in Houston. We'll be playing in Houston as well, so they'll have home field advantage. And, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here, but just trying to make sure that we all keep these things in mind. From an offensive perspective, I feel like we need to be really aggressive in this game. We need to put, the ball in Gardner's hands, give him confidence, kind of let him stretch his arm out in this game. I'm hoping to see some long passes and deep passes from Gardner Minshew. I'd love to see like a 40-yard bomb in the beginning of the first quarter just to kind of shock the Houston Texan fans and defense and demoralize them. And, I think we really need to be more aggressive. I think we need to mix it up a little bit. I think, the Jacksonville offensive play calling tends to be a little conservative. So, I'd love to see us throw on first down. I also want us to utilize Leonard Fournette a lot more in this game. I don't think we utilized him as much in the game against Kansas City, so I'd like to see him get more carries, put up more yardage, really wear out that defense, and run the clock out. So, want to keep that defense on the field and keep them tired. From a defensive perspective, we really need to show up to this game because we did not play well in the last game against the Chiefs. I mean, it was embarrassing. Our secondary needs to show up. Jalen Ramsey needs to show up and shut down DeAndre Hopkins. Another issue will be that A.J. Bouye, our other corner, will be hurt for this game, and he won't be playing. He's out with a hip injury. So that'll be a big factor as well. I'm sure the Houston's going to be targeting the side that, Jalen Ramsey's not on. So whoever's backing up A.J. Bouye needs to really step it up as well. From a defensive line standpoint, we really need to be putting pressure on Deshaun Watson. One concern there is we won't be having Yannick Ngakoue in this game. He'll be out with a hamstring injury. And, we may not have him for a few more games depending on, how bad the injury is because hamstring injuries are always a little interesting. It's kind of an interesting injury, and sometimes they can take longer to come back from. So, Calais Campbell and Josh Allen have to bring the pressure. We need some sacks. One thing I failed to mention in the last episode is we had 0 sacks in the game against Kansas City. That's terrible. I mean, it's just terrible. So, we really need to put pressure on Deshaun Watson, make sure that when we flush him out of the pocket, we're maintaining outside contain, not letting him run and get first downs. So, that will be integral. I think some of the key matchups in this game, one will be the matchup between Jalen Ramsey and DeAndre Hopkins. Another matchup I'll be watching on the offensive side will be J.J. Watt versus, right tackle Jawan Taylor. Jawan Taylor being a rookie, it's going to be very interesting seeing him go up against one of the best defensive ends in the game right now. So he's really going to have to step it up. He's a rookie. And I thought he played very well against the Chiefs, but this is going to be a big challenge for him. So, I think at the end of the day, I think we'll probably come away with a win in this game. I think it'll be a close game. I think we'll probably win by a field goal if we can, really step it up from an offensive perspective, put some points on the board, and then play good defense. So I see us winning this game, coming away with a field goal, but to win the game. And let me know how you feel about this game. Leave a comment on the podcast episode or YouTube video. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.
Let me get that. JYD coming up with the big sack. Quarterbacks beware, we on the prowl. Game day night, you could hear it in our growl. Intimidation on to keep their hearts racing. Eating other teams live on TV front of the nation. Spectacular defensive scheme.
This episode is available on the Jaguar Podcast YouTube channel. So if you stop by, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, these episodes are available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other major podcast distributors as well. So if you don't mind, please leave me a review and some feedback. I'd really appreciate that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JaguarPodcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. This is Andrew signing off. Cheers.